Good evening and welcome, everyone. It's Saturday night soul stitching. Welcome, welcome. This is Captain Stitches and I'm Jean. How is everyone this evening? I hope you are excited to see that once again this evening. I am back to the brain fog quilt and working a little bit more on the designing and piecing and whatever comes up right on cue, whip this evening. But that is what I will be working on once again this evening. But let me welcome everyone in that's in the chat first. Hello, hello, soul brother Mike, a New York beauty. Awesome to see you this evening. Why wouldn't I be seeing you? You're my moderator. Thank you for being here. And Carol is here. Welcome to you, Carol. First one other than Mike in the chat. And Tracy is here. Hello, hello. Pink hands. Tracy waving every time. And Joe is here by Vintage Style by Joe. Good evening to you as well. Welcome, welcome. Yes, Whip is right here. He's been popping up here for quite a while, and Joe says she is working on slow stitching. Awesome, awesome. He never gets tired of the treats, I guess. But I love slow stitching. Joe, that is one of my favorite things. But it's a whole other puppy. Yes, look-wise, but he finally is getting back to himself, and that is awesome. So happy that I have Whip back instead of some strange dog. But yeah. Whip, you're looking handsome. Yes, he is. He's looking rather dapper, isn't he? He should have a little bow tie or something on, I think. Yeah, to take place of where there used to be all that fur there. He'd really look nifty then, wouldn't he? But he knows exactly where all the treats are in here, and he just gets up. He doesn't say anything. He just looks at where they are. But virtual hug to Whip. Joe is giving you a hug. How about that? Yeah, she gave you a hug. I suppose you're wanting up here now all of a sudden, huh? You're going to try and squeeze through. Is that what you're going to try and do? You want to say hello? Okay, come on. Oopsie. Turn around. You have to turn around if you're going to say hello. There. Okay, there he is. Yay, Whip howled his name. Oh, that would be funny, but much yes. He's gotten quite a few relatives in the cottage because there's plenty whips to go along with them. So, but he's going to look and see what he can get into, I think, right now, and we'll hope that he doesn't get into anything, but we will wait for a few more people to pop on before we get started. See if we're going to have a few more anyway, hopefully. Where is everybody this evening? Good picture. Okay. I don't think so. He's a little rambunctious, but oh, but yeah, hopefully he's going to go to sleep soon, I hope. And there is Debbie. Welcome to you, Debbie. Watching on laptop with earbuds and chatting on phone. Okay, chat won't work on laptop. It sounds like it's time to get a new laptop. You have to get down with. Be careful. Be careful. Get down. Okay, go lay down, please. He says, no, I'm not going to do that. It's a Zoom crazy weekend. All right. And Frances is here. Welcome to you this evening, Frances. And love it when you pop in. As usual, I'm lurking tonight while I hand stitch a binding. Okay, I actually finished all the hand quilting and the binding and the label on A Peaceful Garden. Uh, that would have been on what day did we work on that? Wednesday. So yeah, Thursday it was totally finished and complete. So that project is done, out of the way, totally just trying to figure out where it is that I want to hang it or display it. I do have one of the little display things that I think it might work on. We'll give that a try and see. It's time for a change on that. But somebody's not going to go away. He is being very determined. But the things that I am going to be working on brain fog this evening, or at least I hope I am, we shall see, is cutting some of the pieces. Oops, and I see that this got moved down here. I must have touched it. We'll have to realign it. But cutting some of the peaches. Yes, a good peach would be good right now. I love peaches, but that's not what I was trying to say. Some of the pieces for the photo collage. And that is just on place that you can see right there behind me on the on the background of the quilt is just a cutout to show where it is going to go on the quilt, because there are some other things that I have to put on there and applique around that. So I need to know where that is going to be placed when it is finished, so I know where to put the other items on the quilt. But now Whip is going to try and be vocal. He doesn't like being blocked out. Do you notice that? Come around the other side. Tracy says she has a spot for it, but you have your own, Tracy. You have your own peaceful garden that you are working on. And I'm sure you are close to being finished with yours as well. I know Debbie is very close to being completed with hers. So that is awesome, since we will be starting our other one in a couple weeks. But I think you may recall that I made these teeny tiny foundation paper pieced flying geese arcs to be able to put on the background, and those are going to go. I can kind of temporarily, I think, pin these on. And while I do that, just remind me, I'm going to raise the camera up because there's a lot of the quilt up there that's not in view. And when I try to pin these on, when I stand up, it won't show where they are going because it'll be out of the view. But I'll try and stand out of the way as I do that. But the one is supposed to kind of go up, I think, right about, let's see if we can get it to go where I want it to go. Yeah, I think it's supposed to go right about there. So we'll just temporarily pin that one there. And then the other one, you can just barely see that, can't you? The other one, I think, where did I have that going? Where do I want that? I think we're going to bring it closer to the top up here. And we're going to put that one maybe right about there, because we've got some other things. There's a thread right there I need to get. There we go. Got it. So that's where those two are going on there, and they will show up more when some of the other things are in position. Also, boy, do I look short now. We'll bring this back. If it's going to work, bring it back down for right now so we get back to where we're supposed to be. There we go. Okay. And June is here. Welcome to you, June. It is great to see you. Great to see everyone this evening. The other things that I'm working on that are going to go up there are the hexagons. And of course, we have some with the pink squirrels on them because we have to have pink squirrels on our brain fog quilt. And when I was going through those and pressing them over, because these are all going to be, the little flying geese are going to be appliqued down on there, as are the hexagons. But for some reason, I only had one of the larger ones done. So I need to trace and cut some more of those. And I do have ones that aren't pressed yet, but to give you an idea, on how those are going to go. We will grab one of each size here for right now, except I think I want the pink squirrels first so I can place them. Yeah, I should have left it, but I think we'll be able to see, and you'll get the idea of how these are going to go on there also. But they are going to go never in a straight way. I'm going to start off with the big, and we want a squirrel over here, I think. Close to me, since that's what seems to get in my mind the most. And we're going to put this little one sneaking up here, but you get an idea. Let's grab another one here of how these are going to be placed, just like they're kind of popping out of the brain fog. Randomly positioned on, and we'll get one more. Let me see. Choo choo choo. This squirrel's got to be over here. Get him sitting correctly. And then, of course, there will be several more of the hexagons going on there. Those are just the ones that I have, but you see how we're getting that pop of color on the black and gray background there by adding those on. So that is what I am going to be working on this evening, is making a few more of those. And then also we'll be showing you some of the process on cutting and placing temporarily the pieces that are going to be used on the brain fog self-portrait collage. And Casey Shaw is here. Love that sentence. I want the pink squirrels. Yeah, they invade the cottage. So, of course, there has got to be pink squirrels on my brain fog quilt that I am designing. And Casey Shaw is from Wisconsin. Well, welcome to you, Casey. It is great to see you this evening as well. But yeah, and I think that is all the pink squirrels that I have, and that's why I wanted them placed closer to where the photo collage is going to be, and the rest can be spread out wherever they end up. But by using the fabrics and other things, that was, I believe, I'm checking to make sure. Yeah, nope, that's all of them that we had. But I am using these stacked hexagon templates to trace I think that's all of them. Yep, 3 sizes, 3 different sizes, which I just take the middle out of them. And that way I'm able to trace the inside turning line and the outside cutting line on them. And that is how I am using them. And it is the big one that I need a few more of, which I have one. I think you can see that I traced right there. I used my white pencil instead of the darker one, because the darker one would not have shown up on that fabric. And I'm going to set that to the side because I am going to choose another. Ooh, this might look nice with the bigger one if we can get it centered to where it'll show some of that. We shall find out. We shall find out how much of that we can get in there. But I am going to turn on my other camera so you will be able to see what I am doing, hopefully. Let me see. I think we're going to use this one right here. And you should be able to, oops, once it catches up with me, this one likes to not keep time with me as well, but we will try and get it to, but I'm trying to get this. Yeah, I think it's a flamingo. As much of it in there as I can. And let me see. I think we'll see how the white's going to show up on there, whether I need to change that or not. But cuddles to the sweet puppy. That is Whip. Casey. Uh, and it is WIP, just the same as the quilting term, work in progress. But, oops, fingernail got in the way. We don't want to trace it. And of course, he's at the door scratching, wanting out. We'll see if he's able to not make me have to get up and go let him out. Whip, can you come and lay down instead? I don't know. I think I might have to use the other pencil on this. I don't think that's going to show up. Yeah, nope, we're going to get the other one out. That's not going to show. And I should have it right in here. There we go. We'll try that instead. And that's the cutting line, so it doesn't matter that we do it heavy to be able to see because it is going to be cut and turned under. If I could see past my wrist there, that would help. And I do have a, to help keep the fabric in place and from moving, I have a sandpaper board underneath here in case you were wondering. But we've done the outside, so now we just need to hold that, make sure it doesn't move. And do the inside. And that we want to be careful on because that is our turning edge for our applique. And hopefully I can see that. You just need to mark some of those corners where it was a little darker fabric there. Okay. And we are going to cut that one. I have two pairs of scissors lying here. I have my paper cutting. Yeah, my paper cutting scissors for when we do the other and my fabric cutting scissors for cutting the fabric. So we want to make sure that we use the fabric ones. And we are just going to cut this out on that outside line. And my iron should still be hot because then we press that edge over so it is all ready to be taken over, pinned on the quilt, and then needle turn, applique down is what I am doing. But we'll get that out of the way. We might as well cut this one while we're at it. Hello, Melody. It is great to see you also. And Casey says, down ATM, more like I wish I was on the table so I can see better. His eyes aren't reflecting. Okay. You must be talking about Whip. Oh, I think he gave up and laid down finally. Yeah, he is much better than he was a few days ago. Thank goodness. He was act actually running after and playing with Stitches today. So that was good. And he started barking back at me. So yeah, when he does that, we know we know he's back. He's gonna be okay. Okay, so there we have two of the large ones cut, and I will put the top back on that scissors. I'm going to move my little board out of my way. And we're going to turn that and kind of finger press that all the way around before we try to press it. That'll help better. And I turn it in, going all around the same direction, so all of those seams overlap nicely. It forms that 45-degree angle, the same as when you're doing a binding by doing it that way. I think I'll have better luck with my fingernails than that little thing. Hopefully you can see kind of what I'm doing here, but just getting it kind of so it's going in place before I try pressing it. Back there. Okay. Doesn't want to cooperate with me. There we go. There we go. Which some people will use a little bit of a glue stick doing this. I prefer not to, because I can, even though it's, not damaging, I can feel that when I put my needle through it, and I don't like to gum up my needle. Okay, so now we're going to bring the pressing mat down here and we're going to press this. And where did we start? I'm going to go over to this one. As the cord gets hooked up there. Okay, nothing wants to cooperate with me today. Just want to get those pressed nice so that they stay in place, and it makes the appliquing of them down so much easier. Which, when you're doing a bunch of these together, if you have a wooden clapper to put on the one while you're pressing the other one, that also helps. And the little iron also helps too. Hello, Delia. It is great to see you. It's been a while. Working on the brain fog quilt again. It's been a while since I've worked on it. Decided I better get going on this project again. Well, I still have some of the ideas fresh in my mind, which I actually found a fabric. You can't see it right now because the freezer paper template is kind of on top of it, that has words written on it that I decided would be kind of neat to be on the forehead of the photo collage, because it looks like, okay, there are all those words running through my mind, not registering because I'm in a brain fog. So after you do that way, if you just turn it over and give it extra good little press on the right side. That will also help. And that is how those all, whoops, wrong camera. There. That's how those all get prepared then for appliquing them down, which we can go and we can, because we need another large one on there. We'll go over and I think I want this one. Let me see. That's probably not. Yeah, I'm not in camera view, am I? I forgot. Got the wrong camera on. Sorry about that. But I just pinned that on there and you can't even see it. Let's change the camera there. But and it is up above where the camera view is, but it's right up here closer to the top so that they're starting to spread out and then they will spread out along the bottom edges of this, and one may pop over on the other side of those other flying geese. Who knows? But that is how those are all going to be put on to the quilt. And I need to put these others back in there before we lose them. Put the supplies for that in there. We can move that out of the way so that I can show you the next part that we will be working on. And that is the process of, if we can get it picked up here without spilling everything. And we're going to have to go to the other camera view for you to see this again now. There we go. But now we are going to be working on the part on how we get and transfer the fabric with the templates to the actual fabric, which is over here. And when I'm doing that, I will show you that over there. But right now, I think the last time that we were working on this, I was numbering all these sections so that they can be cut into the templates that we will be using. Let's see if we can get that up there for you closer to see without it making the camera freeze up. But they are all now cut and they will be pressed on to the fabrics. And I'm going to keep these in order because they are by number. This is just the lips that were left from cutting out the other sections. As you can see, it gets a little bit holy. Therefore, you have to make sure, because you have some pieces that are on top of other pieces. So you need to make sure that you either trace what you're going to be doing individually, or you need to make sure that you copy more than one onto the freezer paper so that you have enough room to be able to cut all of your templates out. And I did make a decision when I did this. It did have my shoulders in there, and I decided I'm not going to do that part. I'm just having from the hands and the hair up, eliminating the shoulder part of it. That's not going to be on there any longer. I decided didn't really need that part in there. Why add more work to that? And Donna is here as well. Welcome to you, Donna. How's the glaze coming, Mike? What are you doing? That's a glaze, Mike. Jumbled mess of a sentence. Sorry. Oh, and I missed it. It's up above where I can see. Oh, it was the one about the eyes reflecting. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha, Casey. But Yes, I think I caught everybody. Delia says, haven't started, have more quilts to get done for Christmas for my blessings, but got my third one sewed together. Now need the borders and his name. Foundation paper pieced on. Awesome. Sounds like you are busy, Delia. And Mike says that your quilts have been beautiful this week. Definitely not perfect, but made with lots of love. Yes, we all make them with lots of love, and none of us are perfect. Never seen a perfect quilt, never met a perfect person. So, but awesome. Okay. So back to the working on this. I wish I could get this closer over. Let me see if I can get this pulled over here so we can get both kind of in view without having to switch to another camera. I don't want to lose my lips there either. But I'm going to turn the light back on this, and I think you will be able to tell a little bit that underneath I have the master copy of my pattern on the light box. And I have that taped down so it doesn't move. And then as I decide what fabrics I am using, which I have some of the other ones already on this fabric, lay that there and hope that it focuses in. And those need to be cut out and then put on here. And you have to look at this and be able to tell what ones are going underneath, which that is why this one is placed, because it has to be underneath the hair that is going on top of it, so that you know that this outer edge is not turned under, because the piece that comes next to that will be turned on top of that section instead. So it gets a little tricky. It's not just like your regular normal applique. I wish I could get this fabric to focus in better. It's not showing what it is at all. It's an old fossil fern. So it changes. You know, you can't see it. It doesn't want to focus there. It's getting a little better if I hold it and let it wait a while. We'll try to get it. But it's an old fossil fern, and I thought it was perfect for getting different shades of the skin tones in on the facial features here. So the next part that I need is I will cut some of these out so we can place them on there, and I need my glue stick, which is in the little box that I just put away. Okay. Because I am just going to put a very small dot of glue. Oh, well, it helps if you push it out there. So you have it. Just one little spot just to hold that in place. As I put these on here, because I will be lifting it back up. This is just to see how everything is going to go. And these do have registration marks for the other ones to match up and line up. Also, if you remember on our master copy, we made the little hashtags so we know that we're getting those lined up also as well. But we will go ahead and I think I hate my nose on this, but we are going to cut that out, and we have to when we are cutting these, we need to leave that 1/4 inch that's going to be turned, so we're not cutting on the exact line. We're leaving a 1/4 inch going around that, approximately a 1/4 inch. Enough for turning it under. So we're just cutting that out. Sorry, I went out of camera view there. Was making it easy for myself to cut and forgot that I wasn't where the camera is. So now what we do And we have to look, which the glasses, which you can't tell on here, but I have glasses on, and the glasses are going to be, yeah, you can see that coming through there. The glasses are going to be embroidered. So I'm looking, and that is going to be over the top of this. So I know that that section is going to stay up there. We're getting this lined up on our line that we can see. And I'll put my little dab of glue on this one as well. And we're putting it in the middle so we can still lift up any edges that we need to lift up as we go along. That is how we are putting this all together. Hello, Arlie. Welcome to you. Hello, Kathy. It is great to see you. And Katie Crass, welcome to you as well. Don't think I missed anyone. But so it takes a while to build this all up. And I was trying to do the pieces that I was going to use out of this fabric all at the same time first, and laying them strategically to get the shading that I wanted to get from the fabrics as well. And I'm over there again, I'm sorry, cutting on the wrong side. And again, you're leaving that 1/4 inch all the way around your template, which it is a freezer paper template that I'm using on these. Before I totally complete this, there is another method that I want to try also, see which one I'm going to prefer. We're going to lift that up a little bit. I should have, yeah. This one will be going under first on that side. Oops. Where are we? Where are we? There we go. There we go. Get it lined up on there. And of course, I don't know why I don't put the glue down first. That would help. Just a little piece, which I realize you can't see what this fabric is actually looking like yet, because like I said, you can't take those templates off until the applique portion of it is done. And so now we need F3, and there was this F6 that came down here that is very, very narrow and has some teeny tiny curves in it, that I decided to cut that all as one piece, F3 and the F6 together instead. Because of the type of fabric that I was using, it's automatically adding the shading in there. So there's no need in making that 2 complicated pieces instead of 1. Because I laid it on the light and the dark so that we have a lighter section and a darker section in the same fabric on this. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm over there again. Used to cutting on that side, I guess, instead of this side. Have to remember where we are. Keeping that 1/4 inch as well, still on that. When I get ready to applique, we'll do some, there will be some cutting of the curves and that type of thing also on there. And we're going to put our little dab of glue there ahead of time this time, make it a little easier. We're going to peek under here. that we're getting it in the correct location. Boy, there's a small piece that goes in there that's going to be difficult to get placed. All right. And I'm going to see if I can get enough cord to try and bring that a little bit closer so you can kind of see how that is building. And like I said, you can't really see the fabric there. You're seeing the template on top of it, but that's how we build the collage of the portrait. And let me see what's going on in the chat. Mike is asking what everyone is stitching on tonight. And Delia says, I'm just relaxing for the night. So the last of the day, most of the day. Okay, gotcha. Katie says, I'm vegging on the couch, made eyeglass cases and backing for a quilt earlier today. Awesome. Arlie finished a quilt earlier today, so just hanging out tonight. Well-deserved rest day, says Mike. Yes, it sounds like everyone has been busy. And he says, all right, pass the chips, everyone. And Francis is finishing up the binding on a donation quilt before I head into the kitchen to cook dinner. Yes, what are you working on, Mike? Francis would like to know, as would the rest of us. But okay. A little. Oh, okay. I didn't get that turn there. I wondered what that hump was on my nose. And we have two more out of this one to cut. Okay. I also made this, and we'll come back. We'll come back over and get that trimmed better when we get to that section of it. What you will find on smaller pieces like this, you may need to do some trimming of your initial trim of your 1/4 inch as you go on doing your applique, because it's teeny tiny and some of it you just can't get in the curves exactly like you need to make that initial one, so you can cut and trim that a bit after you get going with your applique. I'm looking for where I laid the fabric on top of it. Couldn't find my glue pen. So this is the section right here. Put a little tab of glue there too. And now we need to look and see whether it goes under or over. This is going over. Okay. How exactly I position that. Okay. Looks like I have a mustache. Is that? And that's my lip right there. Okay. I think we've got it on there right. Okay, and we had one more piece on here, which is my chin. So we will get that one on, and then we will do a couple of the sections of hair to show how we actually choose the fabric and lay that on there. I did someone, namely me, cut so many tiny little curves in here because that is how you end up doing one of these collages. This piece goes under, that one goes on top. Okay. Stay there. Stay there. And that little hole in the middle is going to be my lips. That you probably can't see there, which we will. So you can see this better. I am going to replace, and I moved it from where it was, but there you can see that a lot better with that camera view. And right there is where the lips go, which that is this teeny tiny little piece that will be placed in there. So that is the process of doing that. And I have all these are all sections for the hair. So I will show you the fabric for that, but we have to switch back to the other camera for that again. Sorry about going back and forth, but we have these fabrics, and here is the one with words on it that I used for my forehead. So it looks like all those words are running through there as I am sitting there in a brain fog. But I thought, I mean, you have to look at fabrics a little differently when you're doing a picture collage. This is clouds on this fabric, and it has white and off-white and gray and a darker gray. And I thought, awesome, that will give a lot of different colors all in one piece. And I see that's been used in that way before. When I open it up, I find out that, yeah, there's already been cuts out of there. And I know that H1 is going underneath and the other ones are going on top. And I know that that is the middle of the top of my head, and the hair always appears to be a little bit darker in that area. So I am going to place this where you see I'm picking where there was a darker section on the fabric there. And I need to get this back under there so we can press those on as I'm doing that. So I know where I can lay the other ones. So we're just going to press that on there real quickly. And then I know that the rest of the hair on there always gets the light on it, and it looks a little bit lighter. So we're going to move over to a lighter section, which can be right in there. And you need to make sure that you're leaving enough room to cut your excess around your pieces. Which we're going to see if that's going to fit. If that'll fit up there. And I think it will. And still have room to cut around that. Yeah, it should. And we just have to press that down. And then we have to think if we want to go on to one of the other fabrics that we have chosen here also, because we don't want it all to be the same. But I think we'll do that when we get down to the, I don't know, we might want to do one on this fabric if there's enough space there. think I think there is, which I don't know if you can see. I think you can see those hash. I know those in red. That is so that when we put it all on there, those are the registration marks for lining everything up. That should work. That should work on there. Oh, it is fabric. It is the foundation fabric. It's just a light piece. I'm sorry, I should read the question first. Arlie is asking what's on my light box that I'm putting the pieces on, paper or fabric. The pattern, the master pattern, I'm going to lift this carefully. First, I have the master. Oops, sorry. Let's bring in the other camera also. Okay. First is the master copy is taped down there. And then this is my fabric foundation that the collage is being appliqued onto. And that is over the top of that. And I have that taped up the top here so that it doesn't move. And then these are all the fabrics that are cutting for the different sections of the face and hair and the hands. The eyes are going to be done last, which the foundation that I'm doing this on will be the part that is underneath the glasses, and it will have shading done to it. And then the glasses, like I said, are going to be embroidered instead. And then there will probably be some embroidery on the eyes themselves also, along with some applique. But that was a good question, Harley. Sorry about that. Mike says that he is doing his Wild West Clue 2. Got it just today. Wow, that was late, Mike. And maybe some chips. And Tracy says she's working on a hand-stitched teddy bear. Awesome, awesome. She's doing that with slow stitching, adding to it. It's beautiful. And Frances is working on Village Green and has, she thinks, up to Clue 5 done on that. Yeah, I quickly got over my FOMO on the cotton cut mysteries. Wink, wink. Yeah. Okay. I'll add my wink in there also, Francis. Oh, you are welcome, Arlie. Thank you for your question. Yeah, yeah. Well, the pre-cut ones, they come, but the clues don't come with them, Francis. So yeah, I always get all the fabric and everything all at once on the cotton cuts. But we don't get the clues until each month. So you still can't work ahead. But okay. So we have H1, H2, and H3, which are those sections. Which, yeah, see, this one will be first. These two have to go on top of that one. So I know that I have to keep those edges wider, and I'll only be turning that one because these two will be going on top of that. That's what you have to keep in mind and always thinking ahead on how you are placing them. But I think I have shown you some of that process. Again, next time I will be farther along on that and we'll be able to show you more of that process. It's getting too close to the hour to go ahead and cut these out and continue on that. I don't want to keep you over. So hopefully you are enjoying seeing the process on this and seeing it get a little farther along each time, which next time, and I'm going to, let me see, bring myself back in here. There we go. Next time, those that I scattered on there that are to be appliqued on, I should have those all needle turned appliqued on by the next time that we get together and work on this again. But you know that I also have the Shirley project, which is the squircles with the tiny little wool applique, and then the embroidery embellishment that will be going on that to work on, and also have the quandee to work on, both the bag, that the back of the bag is going to be a quandee, and then the larger one that is after out of the African prints. And who knows what else I might throw in there that touches my soul close to the time for one of the Saturday night soul stitching. But thank you everyone for joining me. Hopefully at some time you'll get, if you haven't already, the courage to do a picture collage. They are fun to do. There are many different methods. This is just one of the methods that I have been showing you on this one. But and Francis says, ooh, I'm not working on it as it's in time out. And nope, no more CC for me. There are companies that do complete pre-cut kits. I may try one of those one day, LOL. Yes, I have one coming. It is for it is for one of the Tilda patterns. It is the bouquet in a vase, and it is a pixelated one, and it is all pre-cut. I have that coming. So yeah, that should be fun. And it's, yeah, all I think little 1.5 inch squares. So nice that it's all pre-cut and numbered. So everyone have a wonderful weekend. Thank you once again for joining me, and I will see you again very soon. In the meantime, remember, I can keep you in stitches. Bye-bye, everyone.